Hi, I hope you're beginning to find your way around a little bit in the Blackboard course. This short video is to introduce you to part one of the database analysis assignment, which is a 5-part series where you will pick a database from a selected list and then one section at a time you'll explore and then write about what you find. So this is just a little introduction to that assignment and where you can find your information. What you should see on the screen here is actually the instructor view, but this is the beginning of Module 1, which opens on January 21st at 2 p.m. or thereabouts. And I'm going to show you where to find information for this assignment. So when this module opens, you'll have a list of readings and assignments, followed by instructions for the different assignments that you have during this module. As I said, I'm going to be talking about the database analysis project, and it tells you to go to the assignments section of the course menu. And of course, if you have questions, I always think that people understand what I say, but it's not always clear. So if that's the case, please don't hesitate to post a question under Q&A on the course discussion board. But you don't actually have to do anything except for choosing a database and reviewing the instructions during this module. You do not have to post the name of your database anywhere. Just select it and begin to play around with it. If you have a question about whether it's appropriate, again, check the list and I'll show you where you'll find that. And if all else fails, ask me. No problem. And I'm going to show you now where you can find the full instructions and the rubric for this series of assignments. Okay, and I'm going over here to the assignments section of the course menu and clicking on that. There's some information here about using Turnitin, so you will want to check that out in order to find out how to use that Turnitin and how to see comments and how I've graded the rubric for each assignment and any comments that I have made. You will definitely want to review that. There's other information here too, including that general assignment guidelines. That will be up to you to review. There's something about search worksheet series. And here's the database analysis series with its own little table of contents. So I'll click on that header to open that. And the first thing listed here is just this little bit about how to find the databases that I'm talking about. So it actually provides a link for you to be able to go to the TWU libraries and to look for the link, and you look for the database A to Z list. But you will need to log in using your portal username and password, as you can see at the bottom. So make sure that you're okay with doing this. Okay. Scrolling down just a little bit now. Is an introduction to the database analysis. So this sort of is an outline of when the sections will be due. And as there are 5 parts, you can see that they will each be assigned during the modules that I've got listed here. This assignment description is a Word doc that you can open up and print out to use. And I've got additional tutorial information here. And here is the rubric itself that will be used in 2 different forms that you can print out and use as a checklist, because that is how I will be grading your work. Below this, you'll find examples of each section of the 5-part analysis. Now I want you to note that these are actual student examples and they are not perfect, so you are responsible to read the instructions and the rubric and to decide whether, for example, they may have cited incorrectly or failed to cite information. So you'll need to figure out for yourself whether what you're doing is correct. Okay. For the rubrics, while it's not expressly a section of the rubric, for this and other assignments, your writing and editing do count, and I will take off points for spelling and grammar and failure to pay attention to instructions. So to see those specific instructions about formatting your documents, go back up to assignments, let's kind of back out of this, and again, general assignment guidelines and help. There's a section here on formatting your documents and also writing and citing. So you're responsible to review that information. I have an example of how to format your documents, the type of style manual that I want you to use, what to put on the top of your papers before you submit them. And I may just say something the first time, but the second time I'm going to have to take off points. For the database assignment sections and other assignments, we've tried to centralize everything on this assignments page. As a result, you should find all of the links for submission in this assignments page so you can turn them in. And again, learn how to use Turnitin. I think it's going to be important. And that's all. That kind of covers it, except if you have any questions, of course, feel free to ask them.